Hey guys, thanks so much for coming back for another episode of Spotlight. We're here with Noah Goldfarb from Fire and Spark. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing there?
I'm good. I'm super pumped to be talking to you because Dale was like our first ever mentor. Literally, like the week we registered our business, he took me to breakfast and gave me an earful. And he founded Chimera and Fire and Spark, and then hired you. And now you've been putting up with me for the last couple of years. So,
Did you
so
get her breakfast at least?
I think I did.
You did.
But cool to have you here. I mean, you guys are absolute wizards at natural search, which everyone wants to understand a little better because it's perpetually scaling marketing, the kind that everyone really wants. And we're going to talk about some ecom, which you guys have been doing a ton of the last 4 or 5 years. So hopefully folks will tune in and learn a couple nuggets from you. Does that sound good?
Sounds great. I'm excited.
All right. So I have this buyer journey that I made. It is totally hypothetical and really bad. So you can rip it apart. Let me know if it was up for you.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Awesome. So this company, it's called Rug Artisan. I think they allow you to kind of customize your rugs. Simple, like e-com business. And we have like a buyer journey listed out here. So, on the left is discovery. So stages 1 through 3 are just like what you do to make people notice you, what you have to do before they buy. And then, 5, 6, 7, but when you capture contact info, expose them to different product sets and, feed them offers that can get them to buy. So putting you in the CMO chair, if I bring you this plan for this store, like where does your mind go?
Yeah, I mean, so our experience with e-commerce, the reason, our clients tend to bring us in is we tend to bridge the gap from, acquiring customers, bringing them to the site through organic search to actually getting them to convert. And so when we work with companies like this, kind of the green pasture usually is the middle of the funnel search terms, which is like people are searching for rugs in a number of different ways. So that might be something like they're searching by size, by color, by design. And all of those are things people are typing into Google. And you want to do the SEO stuff. You want to optimize for that. And usually the place we would do that would be on collection pages. So that's the pages where you list out all your different products. And the where it applies here in particular, or the way we would want to think about it, is not just using those as tools for acquisition, creating a page optimized for a keyword that shows up in Google, but really leveraging those as a tool to actually help guide people down the funnel as well. So on a collection, you're showing a bunch of products, and that's a really good opportunity to show the perks of some, perks of others, make it nice and easy for people to, in a situation like this where it's very visual, compare the designs, like what it actually looks like in a room, or what the patterns might look like. So that's what I would probably focus on here. I mean, that's the first place I would look. I would want to take a look at their site and see what are their collections looking like currently. Are they optimized? But are they also providing content that helps guide people down their funnel through their purchase decision?
When you guys are setting up collections pages, are you going after terms that are more at the discovery level, or are you targeting people who already know the brand? So it's like, Rug Artisan in this case, blah collection. So they're kind of like already in that shopping mindset. How do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it depends a lot on the brand. If it's a, getting closer to household name brand, then there's usually a good amount of competition in search, those more, cemented names. So it is important to protect those branded search terms. For smaller to mid-sized brands, we would almost consider those branded terms more table stakes. So like when we're doing our thing with clients, we often will strip out their branded terms because it's like, that's our brand. Of course we should be ranking for that. We want to help new customers find us. So in this case, I don't know Artisan super well, but I would imagine we're mostly going after those non-discovery search terms, people that aren't familiar with the brand.
Interesting. And even so, putting it back to the buyer journey, like where my head goes, a company like this probably isn't spending 7 figures a year for people to discover them or be aware of who they are. So a lot of their search is probably also like their discovery, their awareness layer. And, something like a collections page, like, do you think about it as something kind of down funnel? Like the person's already looking for some type of rug. So they're not like trying to figure out what's out there. They have some sort of intent. but you're still using it to introduce a customer to the brand. So it's kind of doing both at once. Is that how you guys think about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to express when it comes to the dual utility of a page like that. Because I think, a lot of SEO agencies would likely treat it as an acquisition tool only, meaning optimize it, throw as much copy as possible on there, include the keyword 8 times in the body and 2 times in the header and all that sort of stuff. But it's really a collection page when done right really serves more like, I see something else reflected here, like a buying guide. Like it's actually guiding people through their purchasing decision. And that's like unique utility that you can provide if you do it right and have the right information that most competitors nowadays aren't really providing on their website. So it kind of bridges the gap. I don't know if that answers the question.
No, I mean, that's a perfect answer. I'm pushing it forward a little bit. I mean, we think about like 4 and 5 where you start to capture contact information. So if you're using it for someone who like maybe doesn't even know the brand yet, it could go a little earlier in the funnel. And that, I mean, it's almost like we prepped on this. Like you're teeing up the value of top of funnel that I think everyone's whiffing on right now. I think they're so desperate for sales. Everyone's like, here's my product, here's a discount, buy it now. And when you have like half the market or 90% of the market all doing that together, your CAC gets super expensive and nobody discovers anything new because you're all fighting over like the active shoppers. But interesting that you guys use collections to kind of expose more of what the company does to people who are starting to shop. That's a pretty valuable thing.
Yeah, I mean, collection pages tend to be, so if we think about, so getting a bit in the weeds, but if we think about the structure of a website, there's the homepage. Most of the time, you land on a homepage when you're searching the brand name of the company. Then there's a product pages. That's when you're searching something hyper specific. You're likely, towards the end of your purchase journey. Collection pages tend to fill that sweet spot in the middle where you're browsing, you're looking for options, but you're not sure exactly what you need yet. So those are, we would call them middle of the funnel searchers. They likely have to have a good amount of purchase intent. And one of the benefits of that range of search, let's say, someone's looking for a 4x6 red rug. That's the kind of search that might end up on a collection page in organic search.
And you see all of them.
What's that?
And you see all of them. You're not seeing just like one.
Exactly. Yeah. So and one of the beautiful things about that is the competition is usually lower as well. So you can use that as a page where you can acquire people usually a bit easier, get them on, and by acquiring, you get them onto the site. And then you can also really help them inform and if you're doing your job right, help them make their decision.
Awesome. Is this something you guys look for? Like when you first make contact with a new brand that's reaching out to you, do you like scan over their site and go right for collections pages to see if they're already where they should be? Or like what are the top 2 or 3 you go for?
Yeah, if they're an e-commerce site, collection pages usually present the most low-hanging fruit. And sometimes it's something technical. Like sometimes they have some good collections, but there's some, and I won't get into it, but there's some technical stuff that makes it really hard for Google to, read that page, or it might not be indexable. So that's like the lowest hanging fruit. If we have a bunch of products that would satisfy someone searching for a certain type of rug, like let's make that a page and let's make it really easily findable. And then, not so low hanging fruit, not so, such a snap of the fingers. It's really helping our clients transition their collections from a list of products to, like I was saying before, more of a buying guide that's walking people through their decision making, helping them compare, helping them maybe, depending on the industry value shop, figure out what the best thing for their book might be, whatever it might be. So collections are often one of the first places we look. I think a lot of SEO agencies are, tend to focus on blog content a lot, which can be helpful, and that can bring people to the site as well. But most people who have worked on, producing blog content, especially in e-commerce, will report back and say, yeah, maybe it gets us traffic, but it doesn't actually convert so well. So usually we'd want to start by looking at collections because it can bring in qualified traffic that will actually convert, and then bringing in some of that top of the funnel informational traffic, is kind of the cherry on top. But usually that's a bit farther off.
You're hitting all my points. I was hoping we'd have like one takeaway, but you gave us like a mini deep dive in collection pages. We talked about some top of funnel discovery. And I put in beefier product pages down here in stage 4. I think it's a really special thing to be able to talk about this stuff, because companies that are looking for this kind of help don't often know that there's multiple pieces to it. So they'll come in. I'm sure you guys get this from time to time where like you fix one page and they're like, all right, where are the sales?
Yeah.
And it's like, no one would propose on the first date because they know it wouldn't work, but they expect it to work in marketing. Marketing, you propose immediately and people buy. But you guys breaking down how that actually works, especially on an organic level, I think helps folks think about how to use this for their business a little more effectively.
Yeah. Happy to be of service.
Well, how do we make you more of a service? If folks want to talk to you live and get some of that technical stuff, how do they get to you?
Yeah. So you could go to our website, fireandspark.com. You could find me on LinkedIn. My name is Noah Goldfarb. I run the client services team at Fire and Spark. Or what else? We have some guides on there you could download, leave your email. But really LinkedIn or reaching out to us on fireandspark.com. There's a contact page on that site would be.
That's perfect. We'll put some links up when we publish this, guy, so folks can go straight to you and talk to you without my weird comments in the middle of everything. But
No, we're
yeah, no, awesome to do this together. I think I actually learned a little bit, which is mildly embarrassing, but that's why we have you on, because you're super smart. Thank you so much for making time.
No, this was fun. Thank you, Nick.
So much.